Alright y'all, I'm in the garden today and I'm fixing to take these onion sprouts and transplant them over in our dirt. And these onions here are red onions that I started from seed, and they have been ready to go into the dirt, and I've just now got me a pot ready and I'm fixing to put them in, and I'll show you how I do that. Alright, so all I did was I went around my pot and I went around poking holes with my finger down in there. And I'm spacing them probably about 4 or 5 inches apart. And I did all along the outside here of my pot, and then I did 4 right here on the inside. Or you can say I did 4 long ways and just 2 on the edges, however you want to put it. But now that I got my holes poked in there, I'm just put my onions down in there. Alright, and I am using one of our pots that we made, and it's held together just fine, as you can see. I mean, it's not tried to come apart on me while it's been growing or anything, so it's been working just fine. And as you can see, I got more onions in here that's going to fit. We're just going to plant what we can fit and go from there. So I'm going to tear it on open, and you see them roots come out down in there, so they're ready. And there's one right there trying to come on out on me. We're just going to tear it apart, and you can see down in the bottom of there, they are ready to go. Alright, so all I'm going to do is tear it apart just a little bit. You see what I'm doing. Tear it apart and just gently, pull up on one. And that's what it looks like right there. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to bury it no further than here, about where it starts bulging and rooting. So let's just take one of our holes. Let's see, can y'all see? Alright, let's just take this hole right here. And I'm just going to take it, make my hole a little bit wider than I poke my finger down in there. Put it right there. And just gather my dirt up around it. I ain't packing it or anything, just loosely spreading it on around. And I'm going to do every one of them that way. There's another one. Come over here where I poked another one of my holes. Put him down in there. And there's no specific order. I'm just going around the outside and following my holes as I go. So that's how I'm going to do it. And this is what they look like. If you can see that. There you go. That's about how big mine is as I'm putting them down in these holes here. So that's just about it. And I'll actually show y'all some that I transplanted from seed. They were about the size and how big they are now in just a second. But I will say that I found better germination with that pot and with my starting my onions from seed by like packing my dirt down in my pot, sprinkling my seed. Wait till that car goes by. Sprinkling my seed on top, and then put more dirt on top of that and pressing that down so them seeds had good contact in that dirt. That's what helped me in my process of planting my seeds, my onions from seed, and then actually germinating. They germinated a lot quicker, in my opinion, by packing that dirt down versus not packing it down. So let me flip y'all around, and I'll just continue to do this all around till all my holes are filled. And I'll actually show you what one of my beds looks like after these onions have been planted for probably 2 or 3 weeks. So I'll show you the progress of what that looks like. Alright, so we're over here in our raised bed. This is where we planted our carrots before. And just for reference purpose, I mean, you can see how big that other one was compared to my hand. You see how big this one is compared to my hand. It has grown a lot within the last couple weeks of just being transplanted out of that pot and into there. So that's what they're gonna look like after just a couple weeks of being transplanted like that. So they're taking root real nicely, and that's gonna be your progress. That's what you want to look for, nice and green, new growth coming out. So this is what to expect after a couple weeks of transplanting your seeds. Alright, so this is what they look like after I got them all in there. So I fit a total of 10 little onion sprouts in here, and there they all are. And as they get bigger, I will go back around each one and put either some leaves or something just to keep the weeds down on them and to hold moisture in. So that's what your onions look like after you've transplanted. And when your seedlings is probably I'd say about 2.5 to 3 inches high. And so there you go. Alright, so this is what they look like after we've popped them all in the dirt. And I got 10 of them in here all together. And like I said, once they start growing a little bit and get established, I'm going to go around and put me some leaves around each one just to keep down weeds and to hold in that moisture. I hope y'all find this helpful, and good luck.